welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you my favorite book series. Let me start with books that I don't own because otherwise I'll probably forget. Okay, so first up we have the Sherlock Holmes series. I think there's 4 books. Basically it's the descendants of John Watson and Sherlock Holmes who go to the same school, meet, and become friends, and they solve crimes together. Not intentionally, but they solve crimes together. I read them all in an audiobook, and I really enjoyed it. I think they're all a little bit like, once you read the first one, you're kind of like, know what to expect sort of thing. But I did enjoy them. I enjoyed the character development. I enjoyed the secondary characters, like Watson's dad, and like their relationships and stuff. So I enjoyed it. There's lots of plot twists and turns and things. So I thought it was a really good series. And the other one that I'm pretty much exclusively listening to is The Raven Boys. So I've only listened to the first book. I think it's called The Raven Cycle, the series, I think. Is it a trilogy? I think it's a trilogy. And I really enjoyed the audiobook. I enjoyed the story. I like that it's like witchy and paranormal. They have really cool dynamics and friendships, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It's kind of like a mystery as well, so I always really like mysteries. And again, I love the character development, how the characters you get to know them and you see them from different perspectives, and I really enjoy that series so far. I'm still reading it. And then I have a pile of books here next to me. Next up is Sailor Moon. This is a manga series. I'm sure everyone's heard of like Sailor Moon. I used to love the show when I was a kid, and I've been really enjoying reading the manga and actually paying attention to the story and learning about the characters more and stuff. I really like it. I just finished reading book 5 like a couple weeks ago, I think. So I'm going to read book 6 next, and I think there's 12 books in the series. It's like all about girl power and nostalgia, and it's just freaking great. So love it. Definitely recommend if you want to read some manga and you like kind of girly characters and stuff. Next up is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Now, the only book that I own is the one I haven't read, which is The Conference of the Birds. And this is the 5th book in the series. I'm not sure how many books there are. I think this is the last one that came out. I think there's going to be more. I'm not sure. But I read all the other ones. I got them from the library, so I basically read them all in Portuguese, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the series. It's kind of like, I would say, middle grade-ish, so there's not a lot of like romance and stuff. It's really good. I love that there's all these like photos in there of like the peculiar children. There's like time travel, adventure. It's like imaginative. I don't know. I just really love this series. I'm just really enjoying it. I also really enjoyed the film. I watched that first, quite a few years ago, and then yeah, I just decided to start reading the series. I'm really enjoying it so much so that I bought the 5th book without buying the other ones yet. I will probably have to purchase those at some point because I really want to reread the series already. So next is Caraval. I finished the 2nd book, which is Legendary, and there's another book in the series, so it's a trilogy. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like also magic, there's adventures, there's danger, there's like a lot of plot twists. It's one of those books that like kind of fools you, and like you're not sure if what you're being fed is the right direction. Like it's very, I don't know, like you don't know what is happening until like quite close to the end. So I'm really enjoying this series. And this kind of has like Night Circus vibes, but like more fast-paced and more murder mystery-ish. Then I have The Red Queen, or just Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and just realized that this is the first time I've actually mentioned the author. So this is the only book I've read in the series. There's already like 4 or 5 books in the series, I think. It's so good. Basically, there's two kinds of people in this world. People with red or silver blood, and the silver-blooded people are special. They have like special powers, and they're like the royalty. Or people with red blood are basically the servants, basically the low of the low. All they do is like work. So most of the red people live in poverty, and they have no good conditions and stuff like that. But then we meet this main character whose name I don't remember, Mar, and she has red blood, but she has powers like the silvers. So she then gets taken in by the royalty, and they lie about her identity, and then stuff happens. But so many twists and turns, so many like plot twists, and the ending, like, I didn't think this was going to be like a favorite book when I first started reading it, but when I got to the last third, I was like, oh my god, tell me more now. But I haven't found the books that match this edition. I like all of them to be from the same edition just so they match. So I haven't got around to buying the other ones, but I'm really excited to read the rest of the series. Next is The Hunger Games. This, obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody knows. It's a trilogy. I don't want to say it's pretty old, but like it's been around for a while. If you don't know, is a dystopian world where there was a huge war, and now there's a government in place, which is kind of like a dictatorship, I guess. And this country has been split into 12 different districts, and each district has like a job. So like there's lumber, there's coal mining, there's fishing, there's whatever. So each district has its own like specialty, and basically they are all kind of in poverty, and they're all working for the capital, which is where all the rich people live, and those people have like no idea of how the hardships that the other people are going through. Every year there's an event which is called the Hunger Games, where every district has to sacrifice a boy and a girl to go into a ring and fight to the death, and then whoever wins is like rich forever and stuff. Next, I don't know if this counts, but I'm counting it. And this book is just an example of Agatha Christie's Poirot novels. I love Agatha Christie, okay? And I love all the Poirot novels. I don't have all of them, I just have like a few. And I just love it. It's like a good, fast read. It's always super mysterious, and again, you don't know what's happening until the very end. I love a good murder mystery, okay? So this is one of my favorite series just because, like, you know, there's always more from Poirot, and he's just so good. He's just so good. Next is actually the series that I'm currently reading. The book that I'm currently reading is the last one of this trilogy. This is Scythes by Neil Shusterman, and I'm currently reading the last one, which is called The Toll. It's like 600 pages. I have been buddy reading this series with one of my friends, one of my pen pals. Again, dystopian. Again, a completely different society. Basically, this is set up in a very, very distant future where humans have kind of mastered immortality. So people are immortal, they live forever. It's basically Earth, but it's controlled by the Thunderhead, which is kind of like the Cloud, but if the Cloud was like super intelligent and was watching us at every point of always, which is not that far from the truth, but kind of like 1984-ish in the sense that you're always being watched, but like not in that terrible way of like they're gonna take you away and kill you kind of thing. It seems like a completely perfect utopia. People are never in pain. There's these like things called nanites, which basically figure out like what's wrong with you, and if you have like low blood pressure or whatever, and they fix it for you. If you die, you get to be revived, and there's just like all of these cool things. Everything is provided for, so you only have to work if you want to. But the problem is that there's still overpopulation, obviously, so they created this thing called the Scythes, or Scythes, or whatever how you say it, and they will kill people who, you know, they choose, and to kind of address that problem of, you know, overpopulation. Then we realize that the perfect world is not so perfect because there's a lot of corruption within the Scythem or Scythem or whatever, and yeah, stuff happens and stuff. And yeah, I don't want to say too much because it's really good. So I thought this one was really good. I really liked the middle one as well. That one was really, really good as well. But I feel like the last one is just dropping off a little bit. Next up is Truly Devious, and this is also the only one that I have. It's also the first one in the series. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or if it's going to be more. There's already, the second book is already out, I'm sure of that. It's called The Vanishing Stair. I'm not sure if there's more out already, but it's, again, murder mystery-ish. This girl goes to school where a murder happened, like, however many years ago. Essentially, this is a school for, like, prodigies, and you get a scholarship if you go there to study a specific thing that you, like, set up to. And her project is to solve that murder. Getting closer to it or trying to figure out what it is, and like stuff starts happening again, and they think that the killer or the person involved in this is back. So it's really good, and I'm really excited for the next ones. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it maybe gave you some ideas of new books to read. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave it a like and a comment, and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not done that already. If you would want to, you can also consider clicking the notification bell so you are notified when I add a new video, because I don't do that on a regular schedule. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!